Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to go through some of the resources in your module to show you how to use them. First of all, let's take a look at the quiz that I mentioned in lesson 2. You'll find that in the exercise files underneath this video. There are 2 quizzes, one for businesses that work directly with consumers and one for businesses that work with other businesses. You can download these PDFs and work through the questions. This is just a simple PDF meant for you to print it out, and then you can simply circle the ones that make the most sense to you. And the idea is for you to just get a sense of what you know about your target audience and areas that you might want to do some more research in. What you find using this quiz may also help you when you get to doing the AI prompts and filling in more information about your audience in the fill in the blank sections. So you can use either ChatGPT or Gemini for any of these prompts. I do prefer Gemini for a lot of target audience research, so I have noted that in this first prompt. In order to use it, if you're using the Google Doc version, which is a little bit easier, you can go in and just edit this highlighted information with a description of your target audience. It can be a fairly general description at this point in time because we're using this prompt in order to get deeper information about the audience, which we will save and analyze to really find the psychographic things that were mentioned in the lesson videos. So I'm going to just fill this in quickly. Then I will copy the prompt text and paste that into Gemini. Gemini will usually share its research plan with you before it starts, so if you want to make any edits, you can tell it to do that then. We're going to go ahead and start the research. And it will take a little time to do all of the research, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to the final output for you to see that. So once it's finished, you will get a lengthy report with some great insights that you can use to inform your messaging when we get to the messaging module, which is number 7. I encourage you to read through these in the upcoming weeks, and I'm sure you'll find some other questions that you may have and more things that you want to research in that time. But this has just been a really great way to quickly learn a lot about the target audience. So have fun with it. And one last thing that I do want to note is that you should copy this and save it somewhere. You can export it to your Google Docs or you can copy it into a Word document. I will recommend that if you use Google Documents though, I would save this to your Google Docs because that will make it easier when we use Notebook LM to analyze all of the research that we've gathered, which is one of the upcoming how-tos in this video. Next, we're going to take a look at the ChatGPT prompt to find Facebook groups that are related to your industry so that you can find groups you might want to join and take a look at the posts that people are making in order to get a sense of what problems people who might be in your target audience are dealing with. So once you've filled out the details of your business in the prompt, you can copy the prompt and paste it into ChatGPT. Then hit go and let it do its thing. Sometimes both ChatGPT and Gemini will view your content as a file upload when you copy and paste from Word. I don't know why that is, but it does seem to happen periodically, and we're seeing an example right here. In that case, you may need to save your Word document as a text file and copy and paste it that way. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so here I have pasted just the prompt that I was working on into a Word document, and I've filled in information about my target audience right here. So to save it as a text file, all you need to do is go to File, Save As, and then in the drop down for the type of file, you're going to pick plaintext.txt and save it that way. Then you'll just go in and open your text document, and you can copy your text from that, just Control C, and then go back and paste that text into ChatGPT. And now it will run the query. So for some reason, I had to type in run request to get it to actually work this time. That doesn't normally happen, but if you do get this sign here to copy it, that generally indicates that it's the end of the output. And so if that does happen to you, just ask it to do it. And as you can see, it then provided the answer to my prompt. And it provided a list of Facebook groups here that I can go in and check out to see if that's a group that I would like to join. Okay, so now I want to show you how you can use ChatGPT or Reddit to analyze posts in a Facebook group. It can be challenging to find a group where there's really a lot of good information shared, but if you do find one where people are talking about problems rather than just trying to promote themselves, you can find a lot of good information. So what I would recommend doing is going through it. If you're in a group like this one that I'm in, where there's a lot of just promotional content, you'll really have to flip through. But when you find some that might be related, just go ahead and copy and paste those into a document that you can use later for analysis. And again, if you want to make it a little bit easier on yourself, make sure you're pasting it into a Google document instead of the Word document, because if you paste it into a Word document, you may need to save the document as a text file, or ChatGPT and Gemini may not be able to read it. So once you have gone through your group and you have collected some posts that you want to analyze, go ahead and copy the first part of this prompt from your Google Doc or your Word doc. And again, if you used Word, you might have to save it as TXT in order for this to work. So go ahead and copy and paste the first part of the prompt into ChatGPT. Now don't hit enter yet because you need to paste in the information that you gathered from the Facebook group as well. Make sure that you hit Shift Return and not Return when you are going to a new line to paste in what you just copied. If you hit Return, it will go ahead and run, but you haven't entered the information yet that you need to analyze. So once you've copied your information from your text doc or Google Doc, paste it in, and now hit the run to have it do its analysis. And of course, here we are in just seconds. It's come up with an analysis of what was in the Facebook group and some of the things that I might be able to use in my marketing to better speak to women entrepreneurs. Quite a bit there, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that and save it in a new Google Doc so that I can save this for further analysis of my target audience. Okay, for this last one, I want to show you how to use Notebook LM, which will really help you find themes and insights in the research that you've collected. And anyone who has a Google Workspace should have access to Notebook LM. If you go into your apps, it's all the way down here at the bottom. Just click on that and it will walk you through setting up Notebook LM. Now, I already have mine set up and I already have some information in here. So let me show you how you add that information with what I just added in working through this process with you. And then we'll look at how it analyzes that for you. So as you'll see, I already have a ton of target audience research documents in here. I think I actually have 21. So when I say you're going to do a lot of research, I really encourage you to keep asking questions and keep looking for opportunities. You'll see I do have some competitive research in here as well as my target audience research. But in order to add new information to it, you're just going to go to Add. And now the reason I suggested that you do Google Drive is that adding your Google Docs right here is really easy. You actually can't add a Word document, and even if you try to just upload your Word document to Google Docs, you'll have to go in and you'll have to save your Word document as a Google Doc before it will show up here for you to add. But you can add Google Docs here, and while I'm not going to demonstrate it right now, you can also add links for websites and YouTube videos. So I've done this a lot, adding the link for the website related to marketing research that I want to have for analysis. But for this, we're going to go ahead and add the Google Docs, which is what you should have collected as you've been going through and doing your research. You're going to have to go to your drive and find the information that you just added. So for me, that's the strategic analysis and this Facebook group document. So once you have all of your research documents in here, you can go over here and hit this mind map here, and let that run for you. And it will pull up some threads that are in all of those documents that you saved in there. So I want to look at our common challenges and pain points. And Notebook LM is going to go through all of the documents and pull out all of the challenges and pain points. So it will take a minute to run, but I'm going to go ahead and skip to the analysis. Okay, it looks like it's finished. So as you can see, it's pulled out several challenges for my audience. Looks like they have a lot of financial concerns with capital and revenue. They're lacking marketing expertise, as well as some challenges with their own routines in managing themselves. So all of this is stuff that I can use when we get to the messaging module to help build out messaging that speaks to the pain points of my audience. So go ahead, scroll down all the way down to the bottom, and you can save that as a note, or you can also copy it if you want to have it someplace else to work within the messaging module. And that is probably a good idea. So I'm going to save it as a note, and I'm going to save it to my clipboard where I can paste it into a Word document that I can use later for messaging.